Hi, my name is Nathan Hatchie, and today we're going to do a review of The Eternals, issue number 1, brought to you by RatedComics. I gotta be honest, when I read this book, the only thing I knew about The Eternals is that Marvel Studios is going to make a movie about that coming out in the near future. Other than that, I had no idea what the bleep this book was going to be all about. We start off with the story with Icarus waking up in this exclusion temple from being dead. That's kind of cool. When Icarus woke up from being dead, he was told to talk to Zurus, which is like this alpha eternal. I mean, to me, this guy just looks like he had like an all-you-can-eat Vegas buffet with chicken wings and beer afterwards or something like that. But you don't tell me what to do. You do what I tell you to do. If I'm wrong, I'm wrong. But you got to do what I tell you to do. That's kind of how I read it. Icarus was led to Sprite. Now, I'm like, okay, you going to Sprite because you're thirsty? That sounds good with my chicken nuggies. But no, you going to Sprite because you got to wake her up from being dead. And from first glance at Sprite, I'm like, is that a woman? Then again, look, this is comic book and the Eternals we're talking about. I don't know, but we're just going to go with it. Okay, Sprite, girl, let's go. We got things to do. Zurus told us to do this. No! And Sprite woke up from, kind of being whacked out and doing some cray-cray stuff. And then they ended up having a playful fight. Icarus is like, look, I don't got time for this. I mean, Sprite's like, well, I do. Hee. And then I guess after their playful fight with Icarus's beam or whatnot, fight's over. On to Portal to New York. Sprite's like, whoa, they got cars, there's people, there's dogs, it's New York, it's Times Square. At least it looks like Times Square. And then Iron Man shows up like, are you guys gonna freak out again? And they're like, no, we're good. Like, we're not gonna freak out. Iron Man, they have a little playful banter. But then they have like this stomach pain from like this excess deviation when they got a purpose to fulfill and they're not fulfilling it. I guess it's that reminder that they got to go ahead and do it. To me, at this point of the book, I thought it was just a little drawn out. Like, okay, I mean, one thing I do appreciate, even though I had no history with this book, I wasn't lost in where they were going or what this book was telling. That was probably why it felt drawn out. But it was cool to catch up on it. But this is where it gets exciting. They go into this sewer and they have to fight this deviant that just looks like, with teeth and tentacles and fugly. But you know what? Even though you got tentacles, bruh, I will make you into a calamari and grub the hell out of you out. Yeah, that kind of sounded weird. I guess I'm hungry and it's lunchtime. But here's what's cool about Icarus and Sprite. Their collaboration is insane. The fight's cool, the illustration's gangster, and this story picked up from here on out. Like, we're going into Kickstart mode, like 0 to 60, like a Ferrari kind of comic book deal. Then after they defeat the Deviant, then they have to go to this planet called Olympia. And this story gets bananas. Not only did Zurus, the alpha that told Icarus what to do, got killed, but they were like some immense amount of pressure crushed his skull or his head. And originally they thought Sprite, because you left the network, which was that exclusion where they woke up after from being dead, it's your fault. But the machine, it was so weird, but hey, I'm freshly new into this comic. The machine said there was a distortion of someone who traveled the network who was unknown. Well, where did this distortion take us to? Titanos. Now they're in Titanos. I mean, this is where the book redeemed himself. The person who showed up at the end in Titanos, and just think of that name and think of where I'm going with it. It was definitely like a hold my beer kind of moment. And guess what? Oh, son, you in my house now. Well, I don't know if it's his house, but the ending was such a cliffhanger that, I mean, I had to Google or YouTube a couple reviews on this book just to make sure I thought the pacing was not off. And I guess it's up for debate. But with that being said, Eternals, issue number 1. What did you think of the book? Comment below, let us know. Do you thought the pacing was off, slow, meh, nah? I don't know. What are your thoughts? I will say this story definitely was redeemable towards like the second half of the book, where I enjoyed the living crap out of it. I'm cool with it. I loved it. And the cliffhanger makes you want to read some more. So If you like the reviews we're throwing up, don't forget to drop us a like, hit the subscribe, and the bell notification so you can get more reviews from RatedComics.com. And if you don't have the copy of Returnals, well, you know, the review might be a little divisive. Go ahead and get your copy at RatedComics.com. Thanks again for watching. Until next time.